Well, hello once again and welcome to our new film, Sooke, Touring Around the Town. My name is Darren Skaalrud and I'll be your tour guide around this fantastic trip, showing you all the fantastic sights of this beautiful little community just outside of Victoria, about 25-30 miles. So if you're looking for a great time, come on out to Sooke and we'll show you why. Just follow me. Sooke Road at the porthole, shows a map and shows you all about this great little town. So let's check this out. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're starting our journey right over here, across the bridge. I'm going to go up the creek here. Take the trail over to there, then we'll come back and we'll start slingshotting all the way along the beach here, checking out all the great sights. Going over through here to Whiff and Spit, all the way along over here to Ella Road, and then off to Camp Lake and Young Lake. And that's where we'll finish up. So it's going to be a really good tour. I'm making a movie. Inside the boundary across the Sooke River, and they have a collection of old machinery here. And now we're about to go check out the Sooke Region Museum, so stick around. And this is an old pile driver boat they used when they made wharfs around here. And a lot of the old funky equipment from the logging history that is incredibly well captured here. So nicely preserved. There's so many historic pieces of old tools around here. It just baffles the mind of who came up with all the ideas to make these things, knowing that they would even work. The blacksmith shop. All closed at the moment, but at times of the year it is open and active to show you what's going on. Here's an old gas-powered saw, quite an amazing thing. You don't see many of those out working around in the forest anymore. And then quite magically and mystically over here, we work our way around, is this classic steam donkey that actually still works. And at times of the year, when they have festive events here at the museum, they actually start this thing up, and it gives you an idea of how far we've come in the industrial age. And this is a picture of the men that used to do the mining around here. It's quite a historic place. And of course, this is their museum area where they've got some really classic old vehicles and stagecoaches, and then even some really funky little miniature displays here. I'll just try to get this highlighted more for you. And what it is just little model displays to show you how they come into a forest and they put a road through, and they take out what they need. They build their little bridges, and there's an example of taking all the logs away. And then over here there's just tons of different tools and artifacts from decades gone by. It's really quite a collage of stuff. Like You look around and there's just everything you could ever imagine. This old stagecoach in here, old bicycle. There's the stagecoach to that. How far we've come. Just put a key in the ignition and off you go. Old fish traps. More amazing stuff. This is an old binder for binding hay bundles. And over here's another stagecoach, which is quite cool. And then over here, we move around through here. There's this really old tractor. That's quite a vintage piece. And an old boat, which I can't really see at the moment because I'm stuck. But maybe if I come around this way, I'll get a much better idea of it. A nice boat and a nice old Santa sleigh. Look at this piece. Imagine cruising around horse-drawn carriage in Sooke on that. Wow, what a ride. More amazing stuff. Old washing machine. Look at that old washing machine. A couple of them. Well, how far we've come, eh, ladies and gentlemen? Thank goodness it's not like that anymore. And this is the new lighthouse that they got from some remote area on the west coast, and now it's been resurrected here at the Sooke Museum. But also, so here I am at the Sooke Museum, and this is one of the big tree cuts that they did. Trees grow this big out in the local rainforest here, and as you can see, that's about 10 or 11 feet from bottom to the top. Pretty big tree, and we're going to tour around the grounds here and show you all the other great sights that the Sooke Museum has to offer you. So hang in there, it's just going to get better. Check out this tree. This one's even bigger. I'm trying. I can't reach it. It's way too big. See, as you can see, I'm 6 feet tall. So this has got to be at least 15 feet. That's a big tree, eh? The Sooke area, when they used to have the log booms being built locally here. And over here there's quite an amazing collection of tractors and small buildings all through this little village area here. It's like a little leech town here. Again, another piece of wood from the forest here, and that one is probably about 15 feet from end to end, maybe even 16 feet. So that's another pretty big tree, 16 feet thick. Wow. Stuff from years gone by around here. And here's the entrance to the museum, and we're about to go inside, and I'll show you some sights in there. Wow. The cat. The cat that everybody doesn't want to meet but would love to see one. How's that? Here's a three-dimensional model of the Sooke Basin, harbor, and regional mountains, and you go towards French Beach. A classic, rebuilt, native village. This is what roof and spit used to look like. I've customized it quite a bit. And this is the model of the classic Bear Creek Bridge, which no longer is standing. They blew it up. It's near Port Renfrew in the San Juan Valley. And as you can see, they make a really good reconstruction of these things to make them look quite real. Great detail of all the logs on the train. Another one of the wonderful models of how they would build bridges across the creeks to put the railway through. And then here is a fine example of logging. The skidder in the middle to haul all the trees into the center to load onto the trucks. And the forest as it was and is. Here's a classic fish farm.
I mean, if I get in it, that's I'm not gonna pose her. I've done that too many times and it's still
Oh,
here.
come on.
Another amazing thing is right outside the front door of the museum here is a really amazing view of Empress Mountain right up there. We've got that in our other films, so you'll be able to see that closer up in another film opportunity. And now we're going to go check out this beautiful Sooke River campground at the mouth of the Sooke River. And this is Demaniel Creek, which runs all the way out of Young Lake at the back of Sooke and joins up with the Sooke River right behind me here. And here's where two running bodies of water connect to become one, and that's the Sooke River in the background over there. Now this is looking upstream on the beautiful Sooke River. And that's Sooke Mountain in the background there. This is a great campground, as you will soon see. Well, hello there, beautiful. How are you today? You feeling good? You are a big bird. You are a big, beautiful bird. Well, I guess that means goodbye. Well, thank you very much. As you can see, there's lots of space down here for your tent, your RV, your pickup, a little bit of everything you have at home. And there's no powerboats allowed in the river, but you can use rubber rafts and canoes, kayaks, and it changes from year to year and through the months. I mean, during the winter the river's running really fast, and during the summer it's running really calm. So it's up to you to decide what time of the year you might like to come here and try yourself on the water here. Great place though. It's a wonderful bird sanctuary around here. The Sooke Basin and Sooke Harbor and Sooke River are all home to many, many local birds. This, of course, is a beautiful Canadian goose. And there again is the Sooke River Bridge on Sooke Road. This is Sooke Mountain, sitting up in Sooke Mountain Park. This place is also used throughout the year for various community events, and is also the home of the fabulous All Sooke Days, which has changed somewhat since its very beginning, but we'll go and have a look at the site where all this logging action goes down. So during All Sooke Days, these guys would have races. They would have spurs and belts on, and they would race up these poles about as fast as a squirrel. And they'd have to get all the way to the top up there and ring the bell, and then they'd have to drop themselves down very rapidly. And it was an amazing event to witness, absolutely. And that's what the two bell towers look like together. And I remember being here many times over the years, watching these guys pour out incredible amounts of skill and energy for the audience, and it was really great to be at the All Sooke Day event, which is usually in August. As you can see, they have tons of seating here, and it is a really wonderful place, as you can tell. Lots of developing going on along Phillips Road here. Sooke is a growing community. Down here at the Sooke River Flat campground, but I wanted to show you all the great sights. Didn't want to leave anything out, so believe me, there's room for hundreds and hundreds of campers here, so if you're looking for a great place to come and stay in Sooke, this will be the spot you want to be at. We're going to pack up here shortly and we're going to head further up the Sooke River to the brand new Sooke Riverside Trail, so stick around! They also have barbecue pits. Plenty of room for picnics. No shortage of space here. They've got hundreds of tables. So don't delay. Reserve yourself a space today in Sooke. There is a small playground here, but there are also numerous community parks throughout the whole town of Sooke. Just drop in at the Sooke Museum, get yourself some maps, and you will have no problem finding out all the great things around town. They have extra long picnic tables in case you're very tall and need more leg room. These are all the campfire pits that will be distributed throughout the year so that you can have a safe fire without setting fire to this entire beautiful community. Remember, don't leave your campfire running when you leave. Put it out, always. The Sooke River Campground, and this is one of my favorite campgrounds in Sooke. There's Sunny Shores down the road. Up the Sooke River further there is the Deer Trail Campground, but this is the one that's kind of the neutral zone. If you want to be close to the luxuries of the town, like the pub, the grocery store, this is the place you might like to be. And Sooke is really awesome, as you can see. So stick around, we'll show you a little bit more. We're going up the river. This is a very sad sight to come across indeed. A young deer has been hit and killed by a car here, and the wildlife has not come to recover the body yet. What a sad thing, the poor deer. I was just looking at some beautiful deer. We had deer, living deer, starting the film off, and now we have a very sad resting soul. So be careful when you're driving around here, as there is wildlife on the roads. This is the entrance to the brand new Sun River Estates, a new housing development in the Sooke River Valley that will coming in 3 stages, so if you're looking for a great home to buy, you might want to look here. And we're heading this way across this bridge, and I'm going to go and do the Sooke River Trail that starts very near to the waterfall. And this is the new Riverside Trail. It starts right here, and we're going to go and do this now. There's a little turnout, and you can spot this sign, and this marks the trailhead as well. And because it is this time of the year, we have to be very careful of falling branches during high winds, and even after the high winds, because there's lots of stray stuff waiting to come down, so we'll have to be careful today. massive trees in these forests. A bridge over a little creek. Another bridge. Another bridge. And another bridge. And look at this nice cedar tree here. Wow. Great trees along here. Stunning. Some beautiful holly trees here. And yet another wonderful bridge to go over. And here it comes very close to the riverside onto a gravel bar, which we can get onto. back on the trail once again. Here the trail passes by an old farm, and it's just a beautiful old open field here. And we're going to head down to the river here. Look at these cliffs. So here we are down along the Sooke River. Isn't this a great trail? It's not that well known, it's only a couple of years old. And unfortunately it does not go all the way up the Sooke River. Just after this bend that we're going to go around over here, it turns around and cuts up in around the back side of that farm that we were looking at. But hopefully over the next couple of years, with the demand for great tourism around Sooke, they may continue to build and maybe even build a beautiful boardwalk that might cross the river at some point down by the Sooke River Bridge. But we're going to go into this beautiful, tranquil world. Come along, this is so nice. It's fantastic! Now we're going to head back off the gravel bar, back onto the trail right in the trees over here. Look at the size of this tree behind me. This is absolutely incredible. This is one of the biggest trees that I've seen in Sooke in a long time. And I would guess this one's about 1,000 years old. So pretty big tree, I must say. Incredible. Only in Sooke. The most amazing trees on the Sooke Riverside Trail. Don't miss out. Come on. This is looking up inside that massive tree. Totally massive. Look at the size of that. That is one gigantic tree. Yee-haw for the tree! The Jolly Green Giant. No doubt, eh? Goes all the way up to heaven. Bye-bye, gigantic, massive tree. And hello, tranquility. Now we're back on the trail, heading this way. Another amazing tree in the forest here. Huge trees. That's a tree frog. But I'll never find it. Now, unfortunately, this is where the trail pretty much splits from the river as it goes into farmland, which is on both sides of the river. And you can canoe up here, and at certain times of the year you might be lucky or unlucky enough to see the cattle crossing the river. And there's some really beautiful spots up here, some shallow pools, some deep pools, and of course it leads all the way up the Sooke River towards the Sooke potholes. And we've shown you that in another film. And isn't this just the most amazing place? I mean, really. back into the jungle we go. Check out this woodpecker tree right here. Look at all the holes in this. It's riddled from top to bottom. That is the call of the mighty raven. Some more windfall on our trail. We have to be careful. They did warn us about this. This is a bracket fungus, and they grow on dying, erect and fallen dead trees, and they come in all kinds of shapes, sizes. Many people like myself do artwork on them. We are in the land of the giants. Okay, check this out. Wow, what an amazing tree. The trees are talking. Coming to the end of the trail soon. Down here the trail comes out. Oh wow, look at that. So yeah, it comes out of the trees. I just missed an eagle that was sitting on this tree over here. And he took off. And this is the old farmland. And over here is the old shack. And I'm not sure how much longer this will be existing for, because the Sun River Estates is planning on developing a massive amount of land on this side of the valley. But if they do develop, hopefully they will continue to add on to that beautiful Riverside Trail. And we're just going to go over to this old farm shack here, because it's the relic at the end of the line, basically. The trail meanders through the bush over here and ends up on a road just on the other side of this cabin here. And yeah, what a great walk that was. And this old barn basically marks the end of the trail, because the road that we got to go to is just over here. But we're going to stop and check out this little barn for a minute. And the old cattle chute. Used to load them on the trucks right there. Some old fruit trees. As time fades, modern tracks makes its way into the forest, bringing more and more people, putting a higher demand on the land and all of its resources. So that concludes our walk on the Sooke Sun River Riverside Trail there. Beautiful walk, wasn't it? And this is the beautiful Phillips Road, which we head back on towards Sooke Road now. So we're all done in the valley here. We head back towards Sooke Harbor in a moment. Foundation of a house that is visible right by the junction where the Riverside Trail empties onto Phillips Road. And down on the other side of this little meadow, that's where the Riverside Trail is, over there. Here's another classic old car in the hills around Sooke. So here we are back at the signpost where we started out, and what I wanted to point out is right here where the trail actually begins, right there. If you turn around and cross the street right here, we have a trail that heads up into the subdivision. This is some more bracket fungus that is growing right alongside the trail here. I never pick anything that can be seen by other people from a trail. I go deep into the jungle to get the fungus that I work on. But as you can see, they come in lots of different cool shapes, and they grow on trees all over in the rainforest here. Bye-bye trail, we're heading to the beach. Across the street on Sooke Road from the Sooke Museum. I'm down at Cooper's Cove Seafood Place, and this is looking at the incredible beauty of the beautiful Sooke Harbor. And we're lucky enough to be here when the tide is way out. And this is really something else. That's East Sooke in the background over there. And this is looking back towards Billings Spit and Sooke River here. Now, this is an oyster farm, so there is literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of oyster shells here. And they've been harvesting them here for years and years and years and years and years. And it's absolutely amazing. Seashells can be very wonderful items to work with artistically. You can paint in these. I often take a series of different seashells and marbles and create a wonderful collage in them, and then mount that to a piece of driftwood, which makes a wonderful display of artwork. Others have nice long dips and make great ashtrays or incense holders. Some have holes in them and are rather amazing. You've got different colors in the different oyster shells here. And over time they erode and decay into tiny little fragments of seashells, and this one is just about gone. Most of it's disintegrated. Others are flat with a nice clear white glossy finish. And as you know, oysters make pearls. So imagine the millions of dollars that these guys have produced over the years. This is an oyster farm where they have the bags of oysters living here. They tie them down. They can live as the tide comes and retreats, and then they can retrieve them as they need them. Look at this really cool one. Just absolutely amazing, these shells. You know, they grow on rocks. They have to be pried apart, and deep inside, that's where the oyster creates its wonderful pearls. Another way of harvesting the wonderful oysters is to put them in these plastic containers, and they can live as the water comes in and retreats. Here's another work of art. Here, the basement's been vacated, but upstairs they're still in, and I don't think they're going to open up for us, but isn't that incredible, the shapes of these great shells? Now, the tide does retreat quite far in this harbor, as you can see, and it's incredibly muddy out there. Looking towards Whiff and Spit at the end of the harbor. It is truly amazing how far the water retreats in this harbor when the tide goes out. It's just amazing to be out here in this quagmire-like landscape. One has to be very cautious about coming out here because you have to go back pretty much the same way you get out here, because there's lots of different lanes of water which will stop you. This is looking up towards Mount Brule and Mount Quimper. A couple of fantastic hills. Cannot climb up them on top of Mount Brule because it's private property and it's an active shooting range. But on Mount Quimper here at the very top there's a wonderful ranger station which gives you fantastic panoramic views of the Sooke Basin and the Sooke Harbor. Over here also are the oyster beds. And basically these are oyster beds where the shells can maintain their own stability, where they can be harvested at a special location. And as you can see, this is a very, very healthy area for shellfish. We have mussels and clams also abundant in this area, but the oyster is the most predominant sea creature here. They also use these nets to pin the oysters down, so it's also easier to harvest them. And we are going to be in for a beautiful sunset this evening. This is the land where the mussels are. As you can see, all around there's barnacles, mussels, clam shells, oyster shells, and there's a lot of crabs that live in this area as well. I don't know if we'll be lucky enough to find any today. Here's a great collection of mussel shells, all tangled up in a net. This is going to be really amazing out here. If I'm out here and it gets dark. All kinds of crazy stuff in this amazing soft landscape. Look at all these amazing mussel shells. Isn't this a beautiful place? More mussels for as far as the eye can see. It's a mussel beach. We are way out in the middle of the harbor and the tide's out. Now this great big building here, this is on the end of Billings Spit, which goes out here, the gravel bar, right over here until it meets the sea way over here, right there. And then it starts to open up and becomes the beautiful and spectacular Sooke Harbor. And okay, we're all done out here. I'm gonna head inland now so don't get stuck out here in this amazing quagmire-like body of water, seashells, and all kinds of other fantastic sea life. Looking over at Sooke Mountain. These are the steady moving waters which will soon be reversed, and this entire area where I'm at will become flooded under more than 7 or 8 feet of water. As you can see, night is slowly crawling in on Sooke. This is the clam zone, where it's all sandy, and every once in a while you see a sprout of water come up, and they're hard to spot, but they are doing it. This one looks like an oyster basket, and that's exactly what it is, just before Easter. Gonna be a really good sunset tonight. This is the beginning of Ed McGregor Park, and we'll be having a wonderful tour around here and it heads to the beach, so stick around. Beautiful mosaic work by the local children in middle school here. So yeah, pretty groovy stuff. Amazing, amazing artworks here. And this is where the trail heads into the forest to the beach, so let's go to the beach. And as you can see, it has a beautiful view here down at the waterfront of the whole Sooke Harbor. Really beautiful down here. What a beautiful bench. There are also stairs to the beach. Now this trail heads back in towards downtown Sooke, and that's where we're heading now. It's a really well maintained trail. Got some funky bridges. What a beautiful day it has been here in Sooke. Once again. This is a new addition. I've never seen this before, but I'm really glad to see it. Let's go check it out. Spectacular. I just love seeing new development in this area to promote tourism. Is really, really wonderful. Well done, Sooke. And they have a wharf down on either side that you can dock a boat at. Really nice. And we head back over this way to go up those stairs on Murray Road there, so hang in there. So yeah, that is a really great new addition for Sooke. Awesome. I love it. And these are the stairs that take us up to Murray Road, so let's go. Now that was very enlightening. Love it. So that was Ed McGregor Park. We just trekked through pretty beautiful stuff, eh? Just gotta follow these colorful footprints and it'll take you right down to the beach. So as you can see, they give you a nice parking lot here, right on the end of Murray Road, so you can really enjoy this place. See it in Sooke. I'm gonna go look at some boats for a while. And in the distance over there, that's Whiffin Spit, where we were earlier. Where we will be going. And walking that entire beautiful walkway in a little while. Boats in all different situations of repair. That's looking down over at Billings Spit. Yeah, that big blockhouse right there. That sits at the end of Billings Spit. And this is Sooke's fishing fleet, all docked up, ready for a new fishing season in 2006. Kokanee, Prince River, nice name. Drank a lot of those beers. Sooke Harbor. Now we're going to check out Millennium Park. After one final look at all these beautiful boats. And this is Sooke Millennium Memorial Park, and this is really far out, and it's a really cool park here. And we'll be going in here to check out all these fine highlights here in a moment. This is the tribute to the local mariners who've pioneered these rough waters for hundreds of years, and many of them didn't make it. And this is a very nice memorial as well, dedicated to the stickleback and other fish that roam these warm Pacific waters, or cold Pacific waters, I mean. This is the cemetery, and this is where my relatives are also buried. Okay, now here is the grave of John Muir. Now this gentleman was my great-great-great-grandfather. I don't know the exact story, but my family lineage goes back over 150 years around here. And this was his lovely wife, Ann Miller. And that is Sooke Millennium Park. And we're on our way now to another fantastic place. I think we're heading to, let's see, Whiffin Spit and the beach next. At the end of Whiffin Spit Road, and there's a parking lot here. This place is called Quimper Park, and it's also called Whiffin Spit, so we'll show you the difference. Stick around. And this is Whiffin Spit, this wonderful sea walk over here. Okay, this is Mount Quimper, which sits in Sooke Mountain Park. And right here at Whiffin Spit is the statue to Mr. Manuel Quimper, one of the first explorers of the area. There are also these beautiful wooden sculptures placed in stone down here. There's a nice monument. There's two, I guess they're about 5.5 feet round. They're really quite intricate. See, it's the native ships coming out to meet the sail ship in the harbor here. History was made here long ago, just like this. And here's the other one. And before the white man came, the native people lived freely here for thousands of years with their own rules and laws, and they never damaged the landscape at all in the tens of thousands of years that they've been living around here. Well, maybe not tens of thousands, but the last 10,000 anyways. Beautiful carving. And then there's this lovely bridge right here, and the parking lot. And then over here is the walkway to Whiffin Spit, so stick around. And this is the gateway for the walk of Whiffin Spit, which we're about to do now. So there's the beach where we started. We did a huge loop tour today. And this is the mouth of the Sooke Harbor. And this is the beautiful Sooke Harbor, looking back at the mountains of Sooke Mountain Park and the Sooke River Valley, swinging over towards East Sooke now. Mount McGuire, East Sooke Park, and the Silver Spray Development, Christie Point, or Possession Point, sorry. What a great view from the bench. This is Empress Mountain, and in another film of ours called Sooke's Basin, Sooke Mountain Park, and Sooke River Valley, it takes you up on top of Empress Mountain. And from there, we have a film clip looking right down here on Whiffin Spit. So here it is in reverse, being here on Whiffin Spit and looking at the peak, which is the highest peak up there, which gives you an absolutely amazing panoramic view of the surrounding area. But isn't this a choice place to be? Absolutely magnificent. Here's a rock cairn that somebody built. Very, very beautiful one. I like the style. And the trail winds on. Here's another cairn, not far from the last one. Nice stuff. And it's low tide here on the spit right now. This is the Sooke Marina, which we've already been to. This is how it looks from the ocean. There's also a washroom about 3/4 of the way out on Whiffin Spit, and the trail is really easy to stay on. It's all gravel, nice and level, no hills. At the end of Whiffin Spit is a little light beacon, and that's where we're heading now. Getting closer. The light beacon at the end of Whiffin Spit. So basically it rounds out of the harbor this way and works its way out towards the spectacular Juan de Fuca Strait right out here. And what a great day it is here today. Now we're heading back. So we are now done down here at Whiff and Spit, and we'll be showing you another great place in a little while, so hang in there. And our last view of Whiff and Spit before we head back into Sooke. Now we're gone. And this is the fabulous Sooke Harbor House, which is a hotel and seaside restaurant. Very, very awesome place, and we'll be taking a tour around the grounds. Driftwood octopus, driftwood salmon, a whole school of them swimming through this incredible wooden fence. The Sasquatch. This is overlooking the Juan de Fuca Strait at the mouth of the Sooke Harbor. And that's Whiff and Spit. And then Mount McGuire in the background of East Sooke Park. And now we're heading down to this beach. Okay, here we are. We're down on the shores of the Sooke Harbor. We're going to be walking this way all the way around the Sooke Bluffs. This is going to be really spectacular. We should see lots of wildlife, seals, birds. So let's check it out. This is the remains of a dead octopus, a very rare find indeed. Look at the detail on this. Beautiful down here when the tide is out. You have to get here at low tide, otherwise you won't make the journey. Nice color in this cliff. Really beautiful. This is the remains of a skate, and it's mostly eaten, but the cartilage, that's all that we're looking at. Here's another dead skate. Most of it's been devoured. This place is also a geological wonderland. You could spend days and days and days checking out all the rocks on this really, really cool beach. These are just some interesting rock formations in the cliff. Landslides are constantly happening on cliffs like this, so the beach is forever changing through the years. Some really cool sandstone formations here. Beautiful stuff. Masterworks of art. Now we get to press on around this corner here. So here I am down at the beach along the Sooke Bluffs. This point behind me is called Parsons Point, and we're going to be working our way around the beach over this way. And this is a beautiful walk today. I'm really quite surprised with all the great stuff we've seen so far, but I got a feeling it's going to get better than this, so stick around. Nice eagle. Over there is Secretary Island off of Pike Point in East Sooke Park. This is the beginning of the Sooke Bluff, and this is a geological wonderland as well, and all kinds of students from universities from all over North America come here to collect rocks because it is such an amazing place to find rocks. Now this tree sticking out of the cliff right here, about between 2000 and 2003, there was an amazing Tarzan swing down here that was attached to the tree right up there. And it has been taken down, probably most likely for safety reasons, so nobody would get killed. But I had a few swings on it, so did Andy, and so did a few other friends I know. So yeah, what a great swinging time that was. And these are the stairs at the end of Deer Leap Road, and they lead right down to the beach here. And as you can see, it also takes you all the way up, and we'll be visiting up there later on after we finish this loop tour of the beach. We'll be coming back and we'll be going right up by that gigantic tree, looking down right here. What a great beach. Now before they built the staircase, this was the only way off the beach. And when I first walked around here back in the late 1990s, I spotted that, and I've actually gone up and down it a few times, but its days are over. It's not that safe. The whole hillside is sliding down with the ladder, so one of these days it won't be there anymore. It's our old friend. Let's see what he's going to do this time. This is some more skate cartilage. And this is Muir Point, and it's really quite an amazing place. The spit goes way out there. And that's what we've walked through already. And these are the cliffs of Muir Point. Very active with landslides. And that's looking out towards western Sooke and towards Shirley and Jordan River and Port Renfrew. A beautiful starfish. It's actually called a sea star now. And this is a bunch of conglomerate rock lava flow that oozed out from the bottom of the cliff here many, 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 many years ago. So these are the Sooke Bluffs between Muir Point and Ella Road Beach. And then around this corner over here is the beautiful Ella Road Beach, which we'll be getting to in a little while here, so stick around. A cool holy stone on the beach. And more. We're now looking at a tide pool at a sea anemone. Most beautiful creature. It is really quite amazing what this creature can do. Here's another one. There's actually two of them right in here. Fantastic creatures. Absolutely amazing. Crab is trying very hard to hide. Oh, there he goes. And this is Ella Road Beach here. What a beautiful beach Ella Road Beach is. You'll find on this beach thousands of spectacular rocks. Now, at the far end of the beach, there is a trail on private property which will allow you to get off this beach at Ella Road, which runs off of West Coast Road, right up by John Muir Elementary School. That's how you get down there. And there is also a trail in the middle of the bay over here which accesses onto the Sooke Nation Indian Reserve. And they have built a beautiful trail along there, and so we're not going to the end of the beach, but we will be going to the native off trail here. So stick around. Pretty cool stuff here. Beautiful sandy beach. So this creek marks the native trail to get off of Ella Road Beach, which is what I'm about to do now. I've really had a great walk around here. This has been absolutely fantastic to come and see Ella Road Beach through the Sooke Bluffs. And we came all the way around that long bluff walk there. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you to all the birds, the blue heron, and all the other great things that happened while we were out there. So we're about to head inland now and show you some other great stuff. So right by this wooden shack, which probably won't always be here, but the creek marks this trail, and we're going this way. So now we have arrived on top of the cliffs, and we're going to work our way out to this wonderful viewpoint over here. So hello, here we are on top of the Sooke Bluffs after we walked all the way around from Whiffin Spit all the way around over to Ella Road Beach. That was a really, really great walk. I'm really happy the weather cooperated for this journey too, but this place has got a few other great sights I'd like to show you, so don't go away. But I will. Just a short walk through the bushes here. Brings us over so we can get a view of Parsons Point, or Muir Point. Okay, so here I am, I'm on top of the bluffs, and over here, where we were earlier, right down in there by that big rock, is Muir Point, where we walked around already. So we're now backtracking towards Whiffin Spit via the Sooke Bluff Park. And that's Muir Point that I walked out on earlier today. I got out to about those rocks and had to turn around. The weather has really been cooperating well for me today, so I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much, O great spirit of the earth. And the trail leads over here towards Deer Leap Road. They ain't kidding. This is the top of the staircase that goes all the way down to the beach. And voila, down to the beach, where you can go exploring for rocks or whatever you choose to do down at this wonderful beach. And we're off to Whiffin Spit now. So at the end of Deer Leap, the street turns into Austin's Place. And this is where the trail, the stairs that lead down to the beach and the park above the Sooke Bluffs is located. So if you're looking for it, come down the end of Deer Leap towards the water and you'll find what you're looking for. Here we are at Kemp Lake, another hidden treasure in the town of Sooke. This is located off of Kemp Lake Road, and then you turn down Chubb Road, which comes directly down to the lakeside here. If you look out here, there is a wharf that is under the water. Normally in the summertime you can actually get about another 25 feet over here to the base of the wharf and get out on the wharf to get a great view of the lake itself. This lake is basically surrounded by private property. All through here is private lands. And then over in the back, directly behind me, is a really great public area where there's an old trail that goes along that side of the lake. And again, over on this side, you've got some absolutely amazing waterside homes. They've got great private wharfs, and we'll be going over and having a quick look at that in a minute. But I'll just jump down here for a second.
The lake's actually backed right up onto the road, the end of the road here.
And then what we'll do is we'll come over here and have a quick look.
Okay, I'm just going to get a picture of these homes.
There's great fishing in this lake. Great for canoeing, rubber raft rides, snorkeling. There's lots of frogs in here, lots of lily pads. There's a lot of submerged dead trees over in the back corner over there to the left. And it's a wonderful lake. You don't have the sound of any traffic here, so it's really one of those nice places in the solitude of the forest that you really get off on. And come over here, there's some great farmlands that are embanked right on the lake here. And this is really great because these farmhouses are real classic. They've been here for years and years, and they've got that really kind of historical look, like pioneer-like. So if you were really into that pioneering spirit of Sooke, these homes would really inspire you to come out here, get your own land, try and clear it with an axe and a cattle pulling your
You might be able to
plow.
get a picture right through here somewhere.
Here we go. This is great. Check it out. See, the lake is flooding their land here quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there are some horses in the back over there, and some great historical trees that have been left for nice little visual landmarks in there. But yeah, Kemp Lake is so beautiful, and just pan over here and get a look at how wonderful that looks over there.
That's the back corner of the lake. Wow, it's quite high, isn't it?
It is remarkably high. Oh. So we're gonna go over to another public access area over here in Kemp Lake, and then we're gonna go and check out some other great stuff in Sooke. So stick around as we go waterside again. Now here we are at Kemp Lake again, down at the end of Milligan Road, and it comes directly down to a public access right here. And as you can see, there are no power boats allowed in the lake, which is great. So you're always going to have nice silence when you're out here floating around. Now we're just going to quickly do a quick leap off of the stump. And then over there, that's a really cool area where you can have a picnic. There's actually in the summertime a beach right there where this gravel, you can see in between the two trees there's a bit of a hollow. And there is a trail that goes all the way around through the trees here over to there.
Wow.
And here we are just to the left of where we just were at Kemp Lake. This is the trailhead, which is directly off the road over here. This is a trail that leads into a variety of other trails that loop all the way around the lake over that way. So what we're just looking at, you can actually get to via this trail. There are other trails that will take you up to the left over here towards Kemp Lake Road as well. But there is a main lakeside trail, which is a really good walk. It takes about 20 minutes to get over to a great beach here when the water level is down. Because the water level is so high right now, we're not going to take a walk over there because there would be no beach to show you when we got there. It's all underwater. So we're going to go over and show you Young Lake now, which is another spectacular lake, one of our personal favorites in the area. So stick around, this will be really good in a moment. Going to Young Lake, I'm feeling not too old. And here we are at the gates of Young Lake. And we're right beside Demille Creek here, which has got a fantastic fish ladder. So we're just going to walk out here on the bridge for a second to show you this. Great time of the year to be here to film this because quite often the creek is running rather low in the summer months, so you don't get this idea of how the fish ladder actually works for the fish. But they really need help like that getting up these rapids. This is a long way to come from the ocean for them to get up to Young Lake here. And the great thing about Young Lake and this creek is just over here up the creek a little bit is one of our most fantastic trail moments that we could ever show you in any of our films, because it's got a really unique piece of trail. So we're gonna go check that out in a little bit. So we'll see you in a moment up at Young Lake, so stick around. It's gonna get really, really good in a moment. Here we are on the Young Lake Trail. We just stopped at the office and got permission from the owners to go around the lake and do some great filming today. So thought we'd start off at one of the many campgrounds that are spread throughout the entire area here. This is a Cub Scout camp, so there's many, many cabins and cook areas, all kinds of great stuff that we could show you, but we're just going to show you the lake trail and the lake. So come this way. Here we are at the first bridge on the Young Lake Trail. And there's trails that go everywhere around here except that way. They don't go that way. It looks like somebody snorkeled in the bottom of the creek down here, right in the middle there.
Huh.
They must have been swimming and got freaked out by a salamander or something and lost all their gear. But yeah, look at this.
A little windy. Look at the size of this guy. That is one big spruce. I would guess 600 years ago.
600 years.
Yeah. Probably 25, 30 feet around. Actually signs of fire. Look at that. Yeah, that's a big tree. Couple of canoes. Build a house. Here a crack, man. Lay flat.
Okay. That'd be a natural gas leak, I'm sure. First view of the lake that we get from the Riverside Trail. And it's part of Bluff Mountain. And we are this is the lake. There's Andy. And we just crossed. This is the site of the old bridge that we just crossed to get here. Now we're carrying on. Here we are at the shores of Young Lake, and we're going to go check out the wharf. Come on.
That was a huge gust of wind. Almost knocked me on my butt.
These gusts of wind are a real blast.
Oh, I almost got blown on my butt over there.
If I wasn't paying attention, got into sports mode, I would have been blown into the water here. So that's the main area at Young Lake.
There's Mount Bluff.
Cougar country, big time up there.
Oh yeah.
And then in the back hill over there, that's where the Cougar Caves are. They're about an hour walk from here.
They're really interesting.
And then over here we've got this really cool fish hatchery happening.
Yeah.
and which, as you can see, they had the fish ladder earlier, and this is a great lake for fish. As you can see, there's not many shoreline accesses here. It's all shrub bush all the way around the lake, but the lakeside trail is the real treat, other than having the water to swim in here. And if I can remember, I believe this is a salt lake, isn't it? It's not exactly fresh water.
I honestly don't know.
Let's give it a little taste test. No. Tastes just like H2O to me. All right. So we're going to carry on back that way and through the forest over to the really cool section.
Okay, if Darren can do it in runners.
Yeah, easy as pie, man. Come on, everyone, you can all do it. It's really easy. And then we're going to go this way.
So for those of you that wouldn't do this, I will do it for you, because that's just the guy that I am.
At least they're all really stable. Nothing worse than doing one of those when every one of them wants to tilt a different direction. And then over here is Wolf Rock. I'm just taking a picture of Council Rock. Kayla, Andy O'Keefe. Bob Muir. Devoted Cub Scout, no doubt. But this rock is kind of out of place here. It's obviously a glacier erratic that was dropped here from the Ice Age, like 10, 12, 15,000 years ago, long before the first campers showed up here anyway. And you can tell that there's been cavemen living here for years, because this is their fire pit where they cook up all their live meals. They can catch bear out here, or deer, elk. Nobody's ever caught and eaten a Sasquatch to my knowledge. So we don't know if the tables have been turned on that and people have been eaten by Sasquatch and reports were never made. We don't know. But yeah, here we are, working for Eyewitness News, deep in the forest with DNA. Here we are, we're still on the Young Lake Trail, and as we've shown you all kinds of great highlights, you're not going to believe this. We just got to go this way for a minute. Yes, it's a suspension bridge. Now this is a blast. I gotta tell you, because it's got that trampoline effect, you know? So. Shouldn't do that because it's really slippery here.
And you shouldn't do that because it makes you look really silly.
Yeah, well, I've been silly once or twice in my week.
Good luck trying to get a picture, man.
That's because my battery's dead in my camera today. One of those incredible obstacles.
So yeah, the water level's quite high.
Yeah. I think this is the highest I've ever seen it when I've been through here.
And the lake is just through there.
But isn't this a little bridge?
I'll just wait till he gets off because it's kind of hard to walk.
A little slippery towards the end there, buddy.
I don't think this is very wheelchair accessible either.
No. Unless you got quagmire-proof tires.
Whoa, I'm starting to do spin outs here. Whoa! Whoa!
Traction, I told you it was slippery.
Whoa!
See, we're not kidding when we put comments in like that. If we're going to an area and it might be dangerous, we point that out just because strange things happen. And we have to be very careful because this is level ground, our most notorious territory to ever hike on. We have more accidents on level ground than anywhere else. Here we are, we're still on the Young Lake Trail, and we wanted to point out this is where the muddy area begins. You have to be really cautious here because this stuff will rip the shoes off your feet if they're not double tied on.
Suck them right off, yeah.
Yep, you get in there and you probably wouldn't want your shoe back after you got it out of there. Well, maybe you would, but you might want to dip the other one in just so you have a matching set. Oh yeah, man. Man, now that's a muddy set. This is the rescuing of the raft because the high water had blown it down the river further than we'd ever seen it before. But thank goodness there was people on the other side to assist with its recovery here.
Oh, go ahead. It's closer to you. You've been working on it longer. Done.
Awesome work. Beautiful. Let's go. Here we are on the floating wharf at Young Lake Trail, and this is a real gas. We just rescued it from being washed down the river a little while ago, and this is really quite cool because you actually have to have your master's captain's permit in order to travel this high water in a river, because if you slip, you're going to get washed downstream real bad. You don't want to do that. And then what we're going to do is show you how we, there. That's one side. Now we'll do the break. Come back to her. Wow, man. I tell you, it's a lot harder than it could look. And the deck of this is quite slippery indeed. So we need to come back here and pick up our part 2 of DNA explorations. We gotta get Andy on board this thing and then we'll go across. So hang in there, folks. I'm back, I'm alive.
Slippery. Oh, I can do it, Captain. Look at Mount Bluff, eh?
I can't, I'm busy filming you.
Okay.
I'm at work.
Wait a second, we're going the wrong way here.
Yeah, I told you you've got to be very careful on this raft. It's got a rope of its own. What do you think? Are we lost?
No, but we're gonna be turning around.
Oh, cool. Hang on. There's our base rope right there. We're lost in Demille Creek somewhere. We may never get out of this. Good thing there's no anacondas in these waters, I tell you that.
Watch your back.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I almost got backed into this hairy piece of stuff.
Hey, we're almost there.
Well done, Andy.
Hooray. See if we can get right up. I think if anything, we're just gonna get stuck deeper out. Okay, gotta go the other way.
Okay.
Backwards.
Oh, you mean... Oh, here I was doing the other thing.
Supposed to pull in now.
Pulling in, sir.
We're pulling over there.
Full straight ahead, Eastbound. Full straight ahead. Watch out for the rudder. The rudder's getting stuck in the stump. Okay, you see that? That's where people exit. This is the boarding ramp, but we call it more like the boarding mud.
What it is.
We're stuck in mud.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know, I think I can get off.
The other side here is.
Here, just...
We backed in, the back end's going the wrong way.
Hang on.
You can do it! I'm not going anywhere.
Well, it's because you're stuck. You gotta back up. Full reverse eastbound, full straight ahead. Watch out for the stump. Dismount. I don't hear any sounds of crashing. Flat ground. He's stuck in the rope. He's got it stuck in his crotch, McNichols. Don't fall in, Andy. You gotta rescue yourself. Come on. You can't fall in after that. That was good. You're alive. Do you need help?
No, I think I'll be okay. It's all prickles, man.
Oh, what a terrible place to get off the boat.
There we go. Holy. Almost got it turned around.
So what do you make of that?
Well, that was probably the hardest I've ever had to do to get over on that one.
Gotta agree. That was not a piece of cake.
Thumbs up.
We did it, man. We young liked it.
And there's not a lot of water in here, I'm surprised, considering, you know.
Well, that's really cool. What a great trip. So far, so good. We're still alive. And continuing on along Young Lake Trail. Here we are at Young Lake by the bulrushes here. And it has calmed right down for us. It's been a kind of a stormy day all day. And we're right at the middle of the calm of the storm right now. So we're just down here in the lush green. And over here is the wharf where all the kids get to swim and dive in, crawl out. It's quite a nice wharf set up there, like a giant A. And I remember swimming here years ago, and water snakes in the summertime swimming around and freaking you out as you're swimming around. Those crazy yellow-lined garter snakes that can be incredibly aggressive. Anyways, we're done here, and we'll go off to another great site in Sooke in the near future here. We're down on Kaltassin Road here, and years ago when I used to live down here, I used to walk my kids down here, and we spotted this amazing old kids playhouse, and this is probably the back side of it. The rest of it was probably wood, but it was a play church, and that's really quite an amazing thing.
It almost looks like...
It almost looks like a grave, but I don't believe it is. I believe that you're not allowed to bury people like that.
Well,
on
no,
boulevards.
but on boulevards. But that's something, just on the side of a road. I mean, but like just hidden in the shrubs.
Yeah, but I think years ago what it was this that we're standing on. This was their property line before.
Okay.
Like the municipality, when the municipality came into effect, cut their property line back. And then maybe in 10 years' time they'll excavate through here and put a walkway through like they did at the other end of Kaltassin. Be interesting to see a nice walkway carved through the bushes there. But what we're going to do pardon me, what we're going to do is have a little vacation down at the beach today. Go have a beer. So let's go have a beer at the beach. And then this will be the beach that we do. Here we are down the end of Kaltassin Road at high tide. Literally the highest tide of the year. You can see the basin boiling over the edges and flooding the whole area here. I'm filling spit. Filling spit is gone right now. It's completely submerged. Whoa! Just bananas. This would be a great day to have a small boat out there, like maybe a 6-footer with oars, you know? Just go out there and splash around a little bit. Even the windmill says it's having a good day, and the birds are enjoying the thermals right above us. This house here is probably going to end up having...
Wow.
Whoa! Look at that, eh? Gonna be a really good sunset tonight. We're back here down at the Sooke Harbor after doing our fantastic tour of all of Sooke. We went out through the harbor here, around the bluffs, over to Kemp Lake and Young Lake, and now we've come and done our big circle and we're almost back to where we started here. So I'm gonna head over to the Sooke Hotel for a nice little drink and a couple of closing comments. So we'll see you later, folks. Thank you very much for coming with us. What a great time I had. I know Andy did too. So we'll see you in the near future here, folks. Bye for now. Bye-bye, trail. We're heading to the beach. Okay, now we're at the wonderful Sooke River Hotel. And after a good day of adventuring around Sooke, this is a great place to come and get a drink. And you guessed it, outdoor patio, that's where we're going. Now here's a little trinket. When I had the gift store across the bridge, after it burned down, I painted this beautiful fungus and I've given it to the Sooke River Hotel, and it still hangs above the fireplace after 5 years. Well, hello, here we are. We're at the wonderful Sooke River Hotel, back on the outside patio, and I gotta say cheers to Sooke. thank you for all the wonderful beauty this wonderful community has that allowed me and Andy to capture it all on film and make all these great movies. So Sooke, I salute you. The greatest community. Another great thing is, I'll tell you about some of the other films we got. We did a movie recently and it's called Sooke Basin, Sooke Mountain Park, and Sooke River Valley. We did another movie, it's called Sooke's Great Western Shores. And we also have another one, The Secret Lost Mines of the Jordan River Valley, and Spelunking near Duncan. And soon we'll also have a film out about Machosen and East Sooke, so hang in there. And we'll be making more films between Jordan River and Port Renfrew over the next couple of years. So look forward to more of our outdoor fantastic films, and they should be as fun as these ones were. Oh yeah. Tell you a little bit. Take two. I just wanted to come in and tell you a little bit about Sooke, as it's one of my favorite places. One of the saddest things about this film is we really wanted to include the fantastic West Leach Falls, which is way up. You go up the Sooke River Valley and you swing a left miles back there and you go up the Leach Valley until you get to this beautiful West Leach Falls. We only have still photographs of it. We were not able to get there to put it on film. It was a very sad thing. I even called the lumber logging company and they told me absolutely no way, so we got a refusal on that one. And the furthest we could get was like Young Lake, and they were nice enough to let us go around the lake and film all that we wanted. There's more to do at Young Lake there, it's a scout camp, but unfortunately we didn't really have the permission to film everything there. But we'll see you in other films real soon. I gotta go, so my ship is waiting right up there. Gotta go. The Galloping Goose Trail, in between AM Creek and the Sooke River potholes, heading towards the Sooke River. Turning this way on the Galloping Goose Trail is a rather cool bench. This bench is dedicated to Ruth Cross. I met this wonderful lady. She's a great artist. She came into my store at Collages before it burned down in 1999, and we had some wonderful conversations about creative stuff. Unfortunately, she passed away the next year, but this is the bench where people can come and remember Ruth. And what a beautiful spot, set right in the Galloping Goose Trail in this beautiful, beautiful area. Spectacular stuff. But we're going to head a little bit this way, as I discovered some stuff the other day that not many people know about, as usual. So come check this out. Still traveling on the wonderful Galloping Goose Trail. Quite awesome in here.